Hey guys, it's me. As you can tell, it's a little chilly here today. I'm out in the workshop with the heater going, but it's still pretty chilly. Not gonna be doing any painting for a few days, and work's been so busy. It's just really, really put a damper on my bench time. But I have found enough time to finish the small scale group build, which is why we're here. But quickly, I want to say to everyone that I just want to add my voice to the collective voice of everyone. Everybody keep Terry's family in your thoughts and prayers, and you know that he hasn't going through any suffering or anything, and that they can get through this. We've all been there. It's tough. It's always hard, and I was fortunate enough to have some interactions with Terry. Um, Not in person, just on YouTube. Great guy, great supporter of the community, and he was one of the early supporters of my channel, and I really appreciate that, and just the talks we've had on YouTube through commenting and through email, and yeah, I've watched while I'm at the bench. If nothing else is going on, I'll turn a live on and watch it. So I comment, and he'd always be in there and responding to comments and everything. So great part of this community, and he'll definitely be missed. So if everybody keeps him and his family in your prayers, or send positive thoughts, whatever you do. And I know there's a GoFundMe link floating around out there too that his son put up for helping out with end of life expenses, which, as we're probably all aware, are, just like everything else today, astronomically expensive. So I know not everybody's in a position financially where they could give monetarily, but if you can, that's great. And if not, still, please, keep them in your thoughts going forwards. So I'll probably turn you around now, and we'll get into this Bugatti. I want to thank Shawn, and Shawn, I hope you're feeling better too, man. I've been thinking about you. Kick that sickness and get feeling better. But I want to thank him and Brian for putting this group build on. I had a blast doing it. It's really fun, and I haven't had a lot of bench time. It didn't take a lot of time up, so if I had just a few minutes, I could get some work done on it and get it to the finish line. It feels good to get a kit done, because I feel like it's been a minute for me. I just haven't had the time, and work's just not slowed down at all, which it is what it is. I'll take the work when we get it, and we'll have the slow periods too. I'll have plenty of bench time, so no worries. It is what it is. I'll get to the bench when I can, and get with you guys when I can. So I will get you guys turned around here if you'll bear with me, and we'll check out this Bugatti. All right. Back at the whiteboard. This is the kit. It is the AMT / Matchbox Bugatti Type 59, and this is sort of the version I went with. This is more like a full race version with the it doesn't have the road cars had the motorcycle fenders and headlights, and this is more like a Grand Prix car, which is what I did. But not a blue Bugatti, because I wanted to be different. I like changing things up, and I found this car online. It is from the 1934 Spanish Grand Prix, driven by Tazio Nuvolari. Found some decals for it online as well, and this has actually been done for about a week, but the decals just arrived yesterday, so these decals are fresh. Put them on last night. Let me get you a little bit closer in here because it's very small. Sorry about the finger. So there it is. So we have a red Bugatti, and we'll take a trip around here. I always forget my red. I always forget your pointer. man, I got the pointer. It's inside. I need to bring it out here because this is where I usually need to do my pointing. So we'll go back to the old. I just did a little bit of chrome work. These are actually on the real car. This bodywork is sort of wired together, and they have these wires that run down the frame and help hold everything together. I did a wood grain on the steering wheel. I just did some brown on the hood for the leather straps. These cars didn't have a ton of chrome on it. I used a brighter chrome for this wire because I kind of figured it'd be like safety wire, which if you've ever seen is pretty bright. I did some chrome on the buckles and I did some chrome on the spinners. But the race cars didn't have a lot of chrome. Now, the new Volare car, he did run a screen in front of the grill, which I didn't care. I just went with the grill. The decal set that I got, fortunately, came with this Bugatti symbol. Otherwise, this would just be a silver oval. So I thought that was cool. I did some weathering, just some grime, and then you can't really see it, I don't think, very well in the video. Maybe a little bit. I did some heat staining. I'll take the hood off here in a minute and show that off. Yeah, this is just a super fun kit. It's very tiny. I mean, this is my iPhone SE, so not a very big iPhone. I mean, it's just an itty bitty little car. Oh, I guess the other thing I did was I drilled out the exhaust pipe. And yeah, I just did some detail painting on the dash. It's a really great looking car. It was not very competitive. By this time, the Mercedes had a much more modern design, and the Alfa Romeos and Bugattis were just sort of left behind. However, our friend Tazio, who was the best of the pre-war Grand Prix drivers, managed to pull a third place at the Spanish Grand Prix. And all the photos I found of the car that he raced had the windscreen in the down position, so obviously he didn't care for it being up in his view. Here's the little tiny Bugatti engine. It's a overhead cam, 8-cylinder. You know, pretty well advanced for the time. You can sort of see some of that heat staining on the piping here. I could probably go a little bit heavier, but you know, and then I did some washing and some grime on the engine just because, you know, it's a race car. I don't know exactly what the fuel filler caps are supposed to be, but on the box art it showed them in brass, and I thought that kind of looked cool, so that's what I did. And then get my fingers out of the way here. See if you can see. Just did some. Yeah, I can't really see much. There's a little bit of gauge detail in there, some chrome rings and black wash, and then you know, my wood grain steering wheel there. And yeah, I mean, well, that's even better. That's how small it is. It's tiny. But super fun little kit. I have one of Mercedes SSK as well. Same AMT Matchbox kit. So that'll be fun. I'll either build that next year for the small scale group build, or I'll, you know, just build it. Because I got a few 30-second scales now. I've picked up some more. Even Shawn sent me one. So yeah, that's the small scale group build. All done. And I had a blast with it. Once again, big thank you to Shawn at the Scale Model Car Guy channel, my good buddy, and also to Brian at BG's Model Workshop, I believe. Anyways, you know, they'll be linked in the description. Really appreciate everybody watching. I hope you enjoy this little 30-second scale Bugatti, and I hope I can finish something else sometime soon. I have to do some touch-ups on my Corvette. I stuck my big fat thumb in some super glue, or somehow got a little bit on there, and I usually am really good about checking my fingers before I touch the model. Well, I didn't. So there's a big thumbprint on the dashboard when I glued that in. I've sanded it out. I'm just going to have to touch up some of the blue. And then we had a small disaster with the GT40, which I'm building for Old Tom. Well, I was building for the Old Tom Appreciation Group build. I'm not sure. I might shift gears now. So I'm going to have to do some extensive sanding and repair work on that. We'll see how it turns out. I'm going to build something for Tom, even if it's not that. I did something that I've never done before. I've always said it's bound to happen. I've just been lucky so far, but I've finally knocked over my glue. Just same thing as everybody else, 100 million people before. I just clipped it with my thumb when I was reaching and knocked it right over, which I wish I would have brought it with me, but I didn't think about it. Basically, it all went underneath the chassis pan of the GT40. I got it up and I got it wiped off pretty quick. I think I'll be able to sand most of it out. It's just not something it just kind of made me sick. So it's in the box right now. I will finish it. I just don't know if that's what I'm gonna finish in time for Tom. So I might end up building something else. Sorry, Tom. Might be shifting gears there, but yeah, I mean, if that's the worst thing that happens all week, we'll be doing all right. It is what it is. We'll work through it. And like I said, I'll finish it. I just don't know. I just don't feel like working on it after that right now. I'll have to kind of move on a little bit mentally, because that hurt. I thought it was coming along pretty nicely. Had the engine in the cockpit is installed in that. I'm gonna have to just sand it. I'm gonna have to mask all the upper surfaces off and try to smooth it out and repaint it. So that's life, and I'm usually my own worst enemy when it comes to building models. So I think I've probably babbled on long enough. I'm gonna get into a couple other builds, which I'll have videos about. We got Charlie Max, D-Dave group build, and I think I'm gonna do Uncle Sweetie's Era Correct group build. I know not a whole lot of people have jumped in on that, but I've got a lot of those classic cars which I enjoy, so I'll have a couple videos coming up about that. And thanks everyone for listening to me babble and for watching my videos, and I hope you enjoy. And you guys all have a great week. I will talk to you again very soon.